What's up, y'all? It's BP Bass Fishing here. I got a new part in for the old Duramax today, so walk y'all through how to change it out and get your truck running right. So what I got here is the Dorman filter housing for 2009 Duramax. I had mine rebuilt during that whole huge winter storm we had, and didn't work as it should have, so didn't work out for me. It kept leaking afterwards, so been driving for a while without prime. It's been losing every time I park it. It runs out and then prime back up so I can get home. So finally decided to go through and change this. So I'm going to walk y'all through how to change it out. So it's not that bad. It's pretty simple. Get out of here. It's not as accurate as the last one I had. He dead. Got him. Okay, so first thing you want to do, I've had a problem with cutting this liner right here. So you want to take your liner off so you can get your filter off. Okay, I don't know how well y'all can see that, but once you got your liner pulled off right here, you're going to want to go ahead and disconnect that right there, which I just got a new one of these. It'll come off. It's your water separator. So I was doing a filter change it last weekend and snapped off the water separator. So that's that. Let's see here. I'm just going to set this on the tailgate. Screw it. See if I can get something to set it up. That way all that diesel don't come out. All right, that works perfect. All right. So now you got your filter disconnected. I'm gonna have to, oh yeah, you need to take your intake off, duh. To get you more room in there. So I'm gonna go grab the tools for that right quick. Get started on that. All right, so I'm just gonna loosen that off. I'm not even gonna worry about doing the other side because I'm just gonna leave it connected. Now it is time to grab my bucket because I can't reach up in this truck. So it's a 12 millimeter. All right, so when you break them loose with this 12 millimeter, just gonna go ahead and loosen those off a little bit. It's that breaking part right there that's hard. Once you get it broke loose, it's not so bad. And don't lose these screws because it'd be a pain in the butt if you do. These pliers right here will come in handy for getting that clip off, for pinching it out. So right now, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the screws out, make it to where I can really wiggle this around to get them lines off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I kind of didn't really show what happened there. I had that clamp on there, you just pinch it and pull it right off. And then right here, you got a sensor for it. I can't remember how this one comes off. Okay. Finally, that took long enough. Now, what I like about this new one is it already comes with the bleeder screw on it, the brass one, because you're going to want to make sure you change that even if you have the stock housing on there, because that stock one's plastic, comes plastic, and it'll leak, it'll crack, it'll break, it'll leak everywhere. You don't want that to happen. What I'm going to start doing now is you're just going to mount it back on that plate right there with the two screws. So I went ahead and put the lines back on there because I couldn't really do that with one hand on the camera, but just make sure you don't get those mixed up because it's got the arrow on there too. But you just want to start tightening it down. It's kind of a tight spot right here. See as much as I can get with my hand. You'll be fine if you have to use hose clamps on that, because the first clip when I took it off, I couldn't get it back on and then ended up breaking it. So just put a hose clamp on there, called it good. Haven't had any issues out of the hose clamp, but the primer up here was what was leaking. That rubber inside there was just bad, I guess. I don't really know, but instead of trying to rebuild it a second time, I just said screw it and got a whole new one. All right. So that's all back together up top here. So now you want to go back under and go ahead and put your sensor back in there. Ooh, almost fell off the bucket. That would have been bad. Make sure y'all, if y'all have a shop to do this with AC, take advantage of that, because it's not fun right now doing it in outside in the driveway in the heat. Okay, so that sensor's back on there. Make sure that's on all the way. Now it's time to put the filter back on. Okay, so I got the Wix filter going back on. Make sure it's tight. Give it barely just a quarter turn, make sure it's snugged up. Make sure it didn't ruin that at all. Plug your water sensor back in. Okay, it's all back on. Everything's tight. All right. That's all it took. Prime up a few times. So yeah, I know it's probably not the best video, but y'all need filter housing changed out. It's not that hard, so y'all have at it. I'm not very mechanically inclined, so if I can do it, all y'all can do it. Good luck to y'all.